10 things that will never be added to Minecraft. There's a lot of things they will never add to the game, but today I'm gonna show you some of them. All this information we collect is based on everything the developers say on Twitter, on their website, on Reddit, and everywhere possible, unless Mojang ends up changing his mind. The first thing they will never add to Minecraft: the sharks.
We have changed our minds and now we will do the shark update.
Number 10. Mob Vote. We already met the 3 mobs of the voting for the year 2022, and all of us have started to think about all the things that each mob could add. But I think that many people forget the other side of the coin. If each of these new mobs won, what things could they no longer add to the game? Next, we will analyze what things could no longer be added if one of these mobs wins. We will start with the sniffer. As this mob can only be obtained with an egg in the ocean ruins, it makes these structures have new content. However, the sniffer adding content to these structures means that the Mojang team couldn't add more content to the oceanic ruins, making the sniffer egg the last implementation related to these abandoned structures. But not only that, since the sniffer could add seeds with new plants, this could cause the players not to see more plants in a long time. Well, considering that we recently had the new plants from the Lush Cave, plus the plants that the sniffer could add, it would be difficult to see more plants again in many updates. Now, onto the rascal. This little fella could randomly appear in any mine below layer 0, making abandoned mine a perfect place to hide and play hide and seek with him. However, this could cause Mojang to no longer improve the mineshafts, because making improved mineshafts with more chests and light, knowing that the rascal could also appear there, would be too many resources that Mojang would hardly add. And as for the tough golem, in case it won, it would be quite difficult for them to include a copper golem, since having 2 golems that both become statues is somewhat repetitive. Well, Boss Jeff himself said in an interview that the reason why there are orange blazes and not blue fire blazes is because they try to avoid adding very similar mobs or very similar variants. Number 9. Wands. I'm sure that most Minecraft players have dreamed of a structure that has some magical aspect and that inside it is some kind of wizard who is capable of providing us with magic wands. In fact, there was a time in the game when many users began to speculate about a supposed ice wand that we could get. It turns out that during the 2020 voting we were able to see how the ice lodger had ice powers. Definitely an ice wand would suit him very well as a drop when killing him. Something very similar to an ice wand that they up ending adding to the Minecraft dungeons. However, magic wands have a big problem in Minecraft. A magic wand violates a very important rule in Jeff's development book. In this book are all the laws that have to be followed every time something new is added to the game. And one of the important points is 1 block at a time. This law means that a player can only break a block and place blocks 1 at a time, and a magic wand does the opposite. It is capable of destroying placing blocks or affecting mobs simultaneously, all this coming out of the player's hand. So, say goodbye to the magic wands, because you can only see them in Minecraft Dungeons or Minecraft Legends. Number 8. Unexpected move. Another of the important laws that Jeff wrote in his development book is that players have to understand everything that is happening around them, that all the interactions are not confusing. This means that the Mojang team could never add a creature capable of teleporting players. As long as it is a mob that teleports itself, there is no problem. But if that creature is capable of teleport player without consent, it cannot be added. Just look at how confusing it would be for the player to find out what's going on. In addition, a mob that is constantly teleporting you would be very powerful. Surely, many technical players would use it to their advantage, such as taking advantage of his random teleportation to try to enter prohibited areas. Mojang doesn't like that you go to areas where you shouldn't go. That's why a few updates ago they changed the Ender Pearls. This is because in the past you could go through any type of wall just using an Ender Pearl, and it was even more dangerous if you spam Ender stack constantly. Now you have to wait a few seconds every time you throw a pearl. Although no mob will ever be able to teleport us to where they want, there is something that they could add, and this would be a mob capable of dragging you down. Something very similar to what they were going to do with the sea monster from the first mob boats. That type of mobs can be done because it's just a straight movement. The player can easily understand what is happening. Besides that, a move that pulls is not powerful at all. Having the ability to teleport thanks to a mob would be too powerful. Number 7. Melting. You have realized that Minecraft lava doesn't really destroy blocks? If you drop a block of lava under some leaves, you can see that they are not destroyed. The lava does nothing. The lava isn't the one that destroys blocks but the fire. When there is lava nearby, the only thing that happens is that the surrounding blocks begin to burn. If it wasn't for fire, then every block in Minecraft could survive lava. However, this is not at all logical as real life. Lava actually destroys everything in its path. Objects actually merge with lava. For Minecraft lava to work properly, it will have to melt the blocks, like it does with items that immediately destroy themselves. Instead of the lava just surrounding the blocks and then burning, they would have to melt immediately upon touching them. However, this mechanic could never be added to Minecraft, because one of the regulations that Mojang has in its development is that if something terrible happens to the player, such as his house being burned by lava, the player has to be able to avoid the disaster. For example, if you decorate with lava and you forget that the lava burns, you are still able to avoid it thanks to the fire blocks. If you are fast enough, you will put it out with your hand. So, if the lava melts all the material just by touching them, it would be a total disaster and no one could prevent the destruction. Number 6. Did you know that the Mojang team was originally going to add giant crossbows? Just imagine a crossbow over 3 blocks in size, much like medieval crossbows which were big enough to kill a real dragon. So, the team wanted to add these mega crossbows on top of a Ravager. If no one definitely wanted the beast, surely no one would mess with the looters again. That is how developer Jeff scrapped this crazy idea and wrote the reason on the official Minecraft page. We decided not to go with it because it was a bit much. So they substituted a giant crossbow by having a looter mounted on the top. A giant crossbow can make it to Minecraft again. Number 5. Don't you think it would be great to be able to connect some hoopers and that only the item you want to go through? For example, make all food pass through, but when a non-food item arrives, it can pass through. This would be known as a filter, like the one you use for cooking. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that an item filter that is a block could never be added to Minecraft, and this is due to the allays. The Mojang team has decided that the allays are the solution of an item filter. There is no way we could have a block item filter when we already have the allays. Number 4. On one occasion, Mojang has said that all the mobs that have lost in the voting could be implemented only if the developers consider it necessary. However, there is one of them that will never be implemented: the Great Hunger, candidate who lost to the Phantom. This little guy was supposed to be able to open his mouth and bite all kinds of entities, including items on the ground. The fact of being able to lose your items because of this monster made people not vote for him. It was quite a mob troll, because it was even going to be able to hide underground and camouflage itself. Even though it was a mob troll, it was going to have a unique functionality, being able to eat enchanted tools and spit them out without enchantments. In that time you couldn't disenchant tools. However, when the mob lost, Mojang added the Greenstone, a block with the main function of being able to disenchant tools. Due to this block, the Great Hunger will not be able to return to the game. Number 3. Something that we will never see is a away block. A block that at the time of placing it is constantly moving the player away. As much as you try to get closer to the block, it will be moving away all the players that try to get closer as if they were negative magnets. I'm sure you ever seen it. A block moving away wouldn't allow us to get closer to break it. So this block would be considered an impossible block to break, making a away block the same as a bedrock stone. And getting bedrock in survival has been set as a rule that will never be possible in vanilla Minecraft. Number 2. Can you imagine having a weapon with the projectiles of the shulkers? If you think about it, the shulkers have hacks. They have aimbot. The projectiles always follow the player no matter where they throw it. Sadly, players will never have a weapon that can do this kind of thing. If we had an enchantment arc that always points to the mobs, it would be considered as aimbot, a complete hack that is highly prohibited in Minecraft. In fact, that is why we can break the projectiles of the shulkers. Let's remember one of Jeff's principles. Any problem or danger that the player has to be unavoidable. Number 1. You must know a secret that Minecraft Bedrock has. As you know, there is a marketplace, an area where you can buy a skin or texture maps. I have published a skin pack and also an animated suite. Who has helped me in all this is called Mess. Mess is an official partner of Minecraft Bedrock. And look at what he has said. Content that is in Mojang's plans cannot be published on the marketplace. That is very important because if we go to marketplace, we can see things that won't be added to Minecraft. Sure, those things that are inspired by updates don't count. For example, if we look for axolotls, there are many axolotls because that update has already come out. But if we go to the main menu, we can spoil ourselves. For example, this here. Okay, so far we know that Mojang can add mermaids, squids, they don't have any plans to do evil villagers, and they don't have any plans to add a giant robot either. Click on the left to see more things that will never be added to Minecraft, and on the right you have a suggested video to watch by the YouTube algorithm.